Here we go. Welcome to Dust Off the Bricks. The day has come. I have finally finished my hospital. And way too long. And actually, as I'm looking at it, I feel like all these need to be pushed down. I don't know what's going on in there. All these studs are off, or all these bricks are off somehow. I didn't notice it until I turned on the camera. Interesting. All right. But the day has come. Finally finished this hospital. What is it? 3 months? Probably the longest it's taken me to finish a mock, but decent reason why it took so long is my life's hectic right now. I just had a kid, dealing with all that stuff. Wife's going to school, and working full time. I'm working full time, but it got finished. So let's just take a look around. So right up front, we've got a little garden, and we've got the doors that swing or spin around, I mean. So as you enter the hospital, we've got the little medical thing, which looks like it's upside down. This thing has fallen off like 10 times, so. And then we've got some more garden and bushes. Then we've got a bike rack there. Light posts on each end. It's 4 stories technically. It's pretty much just 3 is what I would say, because that top floor is literally just for the helicopter pad. Yeah, then we've got the ambulance bay, and it's drop-off bay for the ER, the ED, emergency department. That's the doors to the emergency department back there. So you got this nice little overhang. You got a little sign. Over here, I did this little X thing because I just had 2 posts going up there and going up there. And I was like, I feel like I could make that look better. So I did these triangles, X's, more. It's actually stronger than the 2 posts. And I kept knocking over the 2 posts. So way better there. I made this thing. So like I say on all my custom mocks, I like to try something different in all my mocks. So I did something quite a bit different. This is all modular, like normal, but it's in quadrants. So a lot of large mocks, people will just have sections that can be removed. So I wanted to try that. And I did. But a few things I tried, just different techniques and stuff that I tried. Lots of different techniques in this thing. But yeah, so we'll just kind of start from the top and work our way down. So up here we got the AC unit that I use on pretty much all my mocks. I actually don't even take this apart. I just keep this aside just because I don't want to spend 10 minutes trying to remake this every single time. But you got a helicopter pad. Tried to do tons of tiling. This is probably the most tiling I've ever done in any of my mocks. So tried tiling with light gray. I ran out of pieces. I think I used a bunch of light gray down here. So I definitely need to try to pick up some more of those. I actually ordered tiles to complete the insides areas. Anything that was on the bestseller list on Lego, so it gets sent within a week. But yeah, so helicopter pad, you got a little bit of design here. I just stack studs up just as a railing. Just want to add some technique or some I don't know, detail there. I didn't have anything at first, so last second I actually threw that on there just to add a little bit more pop. But yeah, so let's take this off. So only thing that's in here really is a false elevator door. That's it. I was gonna put flower plants on each side or thing, I don't know, but didn't end up putting anything. I just didn't know what exactly I wanted to do, so I just kind of left it plain. It's not like anyone except for the medical staff is gonna come up here to do anything. It's just to access the helicopter and bring the patients down, or actually most likely up, because obviously by the size of this, yes, this is more than, you know what, I'm gonna say 5 times larger than my last hospital. It is still tiny as a hospital. So yeah, but that's the first little area, and every single floor has a false elevator door. Wow, that just broke off. And then this part of the panel. Actually, you know what? I have to do some of the outside stuff here too, because obviously I'm gonna lose it. So I actually did a technique that I saw in a hidden side set where they use that paintbrush or paint roller as a light. I was like, you know what? I need lights out here. So I threw those on really quick. I didn't have another white, one of those snot bricks with that's 1x2 with only one hole. So I had to use a gray one. Probably gonna be looking for one of those too. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much all that's gonna be taken off. So I wanted you guys to see that light before I take it off. Okay, so take that off, and I'm breaking it already. Take this panel off. And inside here is the cafeteria. Got a soda machine, abstract art, because every single hospital has random abstract art that probably got donated to them so somebody could have a tax write-off. Some plants, but just, you got hot dogs there. I used the lightsaber pieces like warmers. So you got drumsticks there, a bunch of cookies, pizza, pies, breads, croissants, a slushy machine there. Actually, I guess I have to swing around for this one. So back here, you just got a sink with soap. You got a coffee machine back there, and then the stove top right there. So the soda machine's kind of the same technique I think I used in my, I remade it, but I think that's the same technique I kind of used for my skyscraper. But yeah, and then you have the cash register here, 2 chefs, a kid getting a hot dog. And then over here, this is a possibility of 2 different things. So my wife's a nurse, so she's kind of helping me. Some people who come from out of town to maybe they got shipped to this hospital or whatnot, and it's a kid that's sick. I'm gonna try to get this book out. This book keeps sliding around. But kids that get shipped in from other hospitals or other areas or whatnot, sometimes they have rooms for the parents to stay in, because obviously they don't have anything else anywhere else to stay. So I got it's kind of like a small apartment room for people who are out of town coming in, or for the doctors, because obviously doctors have to be here 24/7, so they have an area to sleep. I put this here because it's supposed to be a Bible, and I slipped it in the nightstand down here, but it kept sliding off when I was moving it, and I'm knocking off everything. So you got a little nightstand there in between both ones. You got a lamp, you got a little plant, and then, some more abstract art, and then a big sectional there, couch. So outside here, got 2 bushes. This bush is actually from a Harry Potter set. I just threw that on there really quick. But this one, I was trying to figure out like a type of succulent palm tree, like a unique plant. So I was like, let's just stack all these plant pieces together. If you look carefully, like how I got it to split, so I attached some flower pieces to the end of it, and then used one of those action pieces that are green, which are awesome. That's how I got all these angles in here. I got them in the Mario sets, but works really great to like split. I don't know really what this type of tree is. I was actually kind of going for a Joshua tree, if you know what that is. But I don't know. I kind of like it, and I like that building technique I used to try to split it off. I was trying to figure out a way to split it off because I didn't want just one branch just zigzagging around. I thought it would be better with 2. So yeah, I did that. And I just add a bunch of flowers in this garden. I just figured in hospitals you need a lot of color because it's kind of plain, and people need to, when they come outside, they want to see stuff like that. So then I just have a bunch of people eating out here. Some people drink coffee, some nurses on their break, some people who were visiting, eating some food and having some coffee. Then I wanted a skylight. I want to try a technique in skylight, and I kind of designed this in my head before I did it. And then it came out to this, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. I mean, minus the fact that technically you are looking into some patients' rooms, but minus that, just pretend it's not there. I couldn't like complete design it, and these flowers are the worst. I always knock them over. But yeah, so I just used some hinge pieces to add that slope that I wanted, and masonry bricks, and I don't know, I like how that turned out for me. That was some new techniques I used, and definitely one of those things that I try on different MOCs to improve my MOC buildings. Just some random stuff like that. So, and then yeah, so this breaks off into quadrants too. You have to move the back one. There's also a little technique that I use back there where you see that gray plate underneath the croissants. That's actually because this comes off and hangs over that plate. So I use some of those like 1x3 smooth elements that clip on with the anti-studs. I guess I have studs, but there's no studs on the bottom. Yeah, so then this quadrant comes off. Oh, look at this. I've taken this apart 100 times. And now taking apart, there's this random plate here. Oh, yep, and that pretty much always happens every single time. All right, let me get all these taken off. All right, and here is the second floor. The other one was the third. But as you can see, I've done tons of tiling. Some tiles are popping up right there on this. And I kind of was just trying to do different techniques tiling and seeing what I liked. But yeah, so this is the tiling. You got the nursing station right here. All these drawers have different things in them. So that one has the little vaccines. I think they actually all have like little shots in them. But then you have the little control panels up back telling people or saying what vitals are going on. So this is a bunch of different controls. Here you've got some patients' room. They're pretty much just have a chair and a sink, and then there's the bed with IVs on it. And then some of them are tiled, but most of them are not, because, and this one's even empty. This is the ICU room, but ran out of beds, which my wife told me is very frequent in hospitals. Everyone comes around looking for beds. But yeah, you have all sorts of room. That's the birth center there. So that there's a grandma with a girl who just delivered a baby. And there's the crib over there. Over here you have NICU, so a bunch of babies. And then you have a little fridge over there with a bunch of bottles in it. You have a water cooler there with one of the nurses about to get some water. And then over here you have the MRI machine. So I kind of looked up online to see how I should design it, and I did initially start doing it, but off of what I saw, but I kind of just customized it, and that's what I came up with, messing around with a bunch of pieces, and I kind of like it, and how this slides in and out, just like a real MRI machine. And then you have the control center there for the MRI. So yeah, and then and then you have all the tiling, which actually through the camera kind of makes me look dizzy a little bit. But what I was dealing with is when tiling all of them, the floors were like rising up. So I had to put this piece down, a 2x2 plate, down to try to secure it a little bit so it wasn't bending as much. But yeah, so that's the second floor. This is where I had to order a bunch of tiles to complete this. I thought I had enough, but I didn't. So this is where you kind of can tell where I did it very well. Oh, to take apart the second floor, you do have to take apart, hook this, and then you can start lifting up these floors. And you can kind of tell how I did it quadrantly. So all these quadrants come off. So let me get this floor off, and then we'll show you the main floor. So here's the bottom floor. You have the main lobby, large piece of abstract art, and then you have some like seating areas over here. I tiled the main floor. That is the pharmacist. They're right there. So this window slides back and forth, and there's all the meds. And there's a little couple workstations back there for the pharmacist to work. Over here is the trauma room. So if someone comes in with a really bad trauma, this room is set aside for that. It does have the IV hooked up just like all the other ones. I was working on some different type of tiling there. So some, I don't know what brown that is called, but then light gray. Then you got the a water cooler, some uncomfortable chairs there, a plant in the corner, and the elevator door, you have a security guard right there watching the ER. Then over here is where you enter. Oh, this is a triage room, and this is a triage room. This one doesn't have anything in it. This one does. There's a nurse's station. There's a nurse's station for the emergency department. And just like a small thing, and then some drawers back there. Then these are the rooms. I ran out of some tiles, so that's why there are some spots missing or different pieces. But you just got a bunch of people in the ER or ED, and it's just like the other rooms. You just have how you have the sink, a uncomfortable chair. I try to make it look uncomfortable, and then the bed. So I actually saw online some really cool MOC beds, but I decided to use these. I had a bunch of them. But yeah, that's the main floor. There's only a couple areas that aren't tiled. I tried to do my best to tile everything as much as I could, because I'm working on just more detail in my MOCs. So tiling is one of the things I really wanted to do more of, and trying to get more tiles and stuff. But let me oh, and then that's the door without the top on, and then I just have one of the old ambulances in the bay. But yeah, that's my hospital. Let me put it all back together really quick. So there's my hospital, my second hospital I made. The reason I decided to do a second hospital is because my last one is by far has the most views, by like 4,000. I think it has 11,000 views. My last closest video I think has 6,000 views. So 5,000 views difference. So I was like, you know what? I think I should do another hospital. But this time, my last hospital was one base plate. These pop up because of the tiling. My last hospital was one base plate, 2 stories tall. So I was like, you know what? Let's do 4 base plates, 4 stories tall. Well, I ran out of pieces. So I ended up doing 2 stories tall with the cafe up top, and then a 4th floor, but that's just for the helicopter pad. And then I guess technically I did this, so that's 5 base plates. But I decided to do it way bigger, way better, use all the pieces in my inventory that I could. I think last time I just used the hospital pieces from 3 of the different hospitals. But man, I'm happy with how this turned out. I learned some new techniques, practiced some new techniques, and the outcome of this was pretty good. So I'm hoping this does better than my last hospital. And with the bending, with these like plates coming off, I actually have kind of in my head designed a way to prevent that from happening, is to Mills plate the floors. So I can just easily put a brick here up top that comes off, and then use bricks on the floor instead of what I use right now. It's just a bunch of plates. But I can just use bricks and use the bricks on the side and do it that way. Oh, and by the way, this is like 40 bricks tall, or 35 bricks tall maybe. But yeah, so that's how tall it is. I measured it earlier today. But yeah, so I'm hoping with that design, obviously I designed that in my head after I had built this entire thing. So I'm hoping if I can do next modular building type thing I build, I'm going to try that and see if it curves like that, or if I can solve that, because it's just only other thing I can do is just attach with more studs, which is attached by each corner, 1 stud. But yeah, that's my hospital. Let me know what you think. I'm finally glad I got it done. It took way too long. I already have in my head a design for the next one. I think I'm going to do a school. It's gonna be the same size, at least the same four base plates, 2x2 base plates. So yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe. If you want to see some of my other builds, there's a playlist of custom MOCs on my YouTube page, and then also I will link in the description below my other hospital, so you can check out my other hospital compared to this one. And yeah, like and subscribe for my future MOCs I'm going to do, see the school that I'm going to build. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.